On today's episode, we're going to talk with Christopher Acuna about being friends with Crips. And this not going to have that much of an intro or anything. This is basically the intro. So we're just going to go ahead and get to it. And what's it like being friends with Crips?
It's kind of stressful in my life because you have to always watch your back. It's not really that you're actually friends with them. Like you never know. Like, you might like something you have and might want it. So it's like an off and on. Like my friend, like I was talking about earlier.
Yeah.
And he pulled up. I said I don't want anybody else in the car with us. He had a guy get right behind me. That made me really nervous. And you just gotta watch out for stuff like that.
What it confounds me is the fact that, and I've done psychos and sociopaths episodes where, I'm talking about like cults and everything, and me and the cop friend I was talking about, Brian Sanders, which I gotta change. He changed his name because he can be known now because he got rid of the BC, so it's Brian Sanders now. It's because it was basically a nickname, but we both agreed that being into a gang is more or less being into like a cult. Sometimes the cult's good, sometimes the cult's bad, and yes, depending on what the religion you are in, it's still considered a cult. Y'all believe in the same aspects and whatnot, but I don't think like a lot of religions are like super culty, because a lot of times when you're in a cult, they use fear to basically keep you in line and doing the stuff they want you to do.
Like manipulation.
A lot of manipulation. You have a lot of Stockholm syndrome with people, and they use like fear and the fear of disappointment that you're gonna be basically excluded from the group, and as humans as we are, we have that pack mentality no matter what. So I mean, a lot of people say tribalism and uh, what was it, tribalism? There's something like, not a guild, but a guild's a good word too. But it's just a group of people that have the same attitude and everything. Like if I wanted to just talk to somebody and the person's in the military, all I have to do is like, well, I was ex-military. I was a cook when I was in the Air Force, and usually that person like brings down a lot of the barriers and everything. It's like, oh, really? Did you do this? And we have that kind of commonality, and most of it's trauma commonality, but it's still commonality nonetheless. And in like uh, gangs, you have that commonality. And most of the people that are in gangs, and a lot of times it isn't the case. A lot of gang members do have a full family. Sometimes they just have a mother, sometimes they just have a father, sometimes they have both. But a lot of the times it's more or less single parents, and they feel they want to be part of something, so they go into this gang. Did you ever see something like that to where you just didn't agree with why they were being part of that kind of situation?
Yeah. Like my dad, he's a Crip. That's how I knew most of his friends are Crip, and they helped them raise me.
Mhm.
And I just didn't see the point of it. There's nothing you get out of it. One mistake, and you're in prison for a long time. I haven't seen him my whole life, and it's because he wanted to be in a gang. He thought it was cool. Now I have to wait about 5 more years. I could see him. Uh,
How do you feel about seeing your dad for 5 years? Are you I don't want to say anxiety about it. What do you hope to gain from it? And do you kind of like don't really want to have that kind of situation anyways? Maybe the whole story of, oh, you're my father, I'll at least say hi to you.
I think I'm gonna give him a chance. Just one more. Because he does do better. He's been doing a lot better in prison. I want to see him do better outside of it.
Okay.
Because he's still my dad. I want blood related. And he says he's going to come home and he's just going to stay home. He's not going to go back to any of his friends. I'm going to take his word for it this time.
You know what I found out working corrections and seeing other people that they get out of prison is the basic fact is if they go back to the the area to where they were criminal in, they go back a little bit easier because they still have context with those people. It's like, hey, how's it going? They start hanging out with them. It goes to a downward spiral. But you end up having, if they just choose a different place
Yeah, maybe
entirely.
we
Yeah.
I'm thinking about Switzerland. That sounds like
Switzerland.
Yeah, it's very beautiful.
No.
You don't want to go there?
No.
What's wrong with Switzerland?
Switzerland, you have like I think 57% tax. Yeah.
I just heard free land. I was like, hey.
No, dude, it's 57. It might be higher than that. And yes, I am looking it up. Okay. Okay. Maximum overall rate for federal income tax is 11.5. Never mind. Switzerland looks like a good idea. I was wrong. Where is it that had like it? I think it's in Netherlands.
It's probably Netherlands. I get confused with sometimes too.
Yeah. No, that's 9.28. God, they are doing it well. If you make like more than 37%, it's like 36. And that's the same tax rate as us. But I feel like 1 to 37. Jeez. 9.28. Man, people have been lying.
We might have to move.
We might have to remove because I'm all about dating a Viking woman.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I get in and I start watching these. They're called muscle mommies.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they're freaking huge, and they're
I think I like the more lean women. Like they still have muscles, but it's not like both lean, you know.
I don't know, the constant fear of if I do my job right, she's crushing me or I'm drowning. It's kind of a turn on for me. I don't know what it is.
It's my cousin. That's what my cousins say.
But okay, let me make sure something else. And yes, it is not doing what it wants to do. So sorry for the audio. I was positioned into the mic and he was nowhere near the mic. Go ahead and repeat yourself for the last 5 minutes.
Wait, where were we?
Okay. Let me. I can't check it either. That's what's really sad because it doesn't process until I end it. Go ahead and start talking about being friends with Crips and then your dad getting out of jail and working from there, because I forgot to. That's a wonderful thing about doing podcasts and everything. Even though I've been doing it for about 4 or 5 years, I still fuck up.
Yeah,
like heavily fuck up. But it's all it's learning experiences and everything. Because I was like, oh, what's really sad is I was looking at it. I was like, oh, I had to change that. Then I got distracted doing other things because ADHD.
Oh yeah.
And then I like look at it. I was like, what? Wasn't I supposed to change? Oh, let's go in the settings real check and check it. So we weren't mic'd up technically.
Oh,
we were mic'd up, but we were.
Well, so but with the Crips, right?
Yeah.
You just got to be careful. That's all it is. It's not really you can't really call them your friend ever. You never have friends in that type of position.
Well, any gangs, depending. Even I don't want to say like there are some gangs that are very friendly and everything. I mean, there are Amish gangs and Amish mafia.
Oh yeah.
So, dude, I get into the criminal underworld of organized crime and everything. I when I was not really a kid, when teenager type stuff, I ended up watching like a lot of Casino, Godfather, stuff like that. So I've been infatuated with like the criminal element,
like an actual mafia.
Yeah, the mafioso. And when you look at it, what I found out in all reality, and what a lot of people disagree with it, and it has a great savings plan for the people, is why they call it family, is because even if a lot of people in Europe do this, and a friend of mine was thinking about doing this for his family too, is they all make money doing whatever they have. but they all give a percentage to like a savings account or a trust,
Oh yeah, trust.
and they build that trust up, and you're able to use that trust to buy other businesses and whatnot. And that is it's just a family. That's the reason why it's a family oriented, and they call it each other, the family type stuff and everything. It was because of that savings practice.
Yeah.
And a lot of the times, the older people that get the elderly, they stay with the family, and the family just takes care of them. Japan's does that too. Like if you can't be productive in society anymore because I don't want to say weak, but just too old to move around and everything.
Yeah, your body's can't do it
Yeah,
anymore.
but that's the whole premise of that kind of society. We don't have that anymore. I mean, if
Sometimes.
yeah, some people still do it, and some people, uh, it's a lot. I'd pay to see my dad go to a old folks home type deal. Not that I'm thinking of it.
I think I'm just gonna take care of my grandma. Because my dad, as he said, when he comes home, and if he actually sticks to his word, and he'll be able to work, I'll be able to take care of my nana, and my nana will be able to rest. Because she's still working to this day. I'm 17, so I can't get a good job just yet.
Well, you can get a starting job as an apprentice or something.
I have to wait till I'm 18 because
Really?
I get a what's it called, disability checks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm on a medication and stuff, and counts for disability, mental disability.
Okay.
So if I get a job now, they'll either cut out of it or take it away. But if I wait till I'm 18, I can get like a part-time job, and I can still get my disability checks.
Okay.
It'll be good. I'll be making enough to live pretty good, but I'm gonna use that money to take care of my nana. And
Oh, that's responsible and nice to do. I mean, like I said, there's some people out there that just can't deal with, and there's certain aspects of can't really deal with their uh their family, and not because they're I want to say something as nice as possible, that the person has medical stuff that they can't really deal with, and they have to be sent to like a group home or something like that.
I've been in a group home. It's not that bad. It really depends where you go. Group homes, because I went to a group home in the middle of nowhere, and that was not fun.
There's a lot of group homes. I mean, you back in like the 20s, they had group homes that God, I mean, there's so many stories to where they beat the kids, and they basically created psychopaths.
Yeah.
They were like punching them out like cookie cutter type things. Like, hey, we do this, he becomes a murderous asshole. Just send them on. But uh, now I don't know if we can talk about the paraphernalia that you do to take care of your anxiety and everything like that. Only because way I'm saying is okay, we can do it this way. When someone like buys paraphernalia, we'll say it that way, so we can keep this on YouTube. How dangerous would it be for a person if they were doing that? Because we were talking that before the show and everything, how a lot of people like to add in extra paraphernalia into the stuff that you would be purchasing.
Yeah. You talking about the group home? They didn't that?
No. I'm talking about the when you went to a crib.
Oh yeah, that. Uh, I mean, I don't really know. I don't really hang out with them all that much because I don't, like I said, I don't trust
Yeah.
them.
But when you're just do it this way. So, what was the other paraphernalia that you saw them like sell?
I did see the snow, and I saw multiple, and what I mentioned earlier, what he tried to give me, I saw that as well, and that's really about it. He didn't try to hide anything. He didn't care. Uh, Even though it made me feel uncomfortable, he kept it all out. He didn't care. That's just how they are. So he didn't sell anything in front of me, but he did have it on him. I'll say that. If we got pulled over, I'd be in big trouble.
Yeah, okay. So it's one of those things that he was more like keeping the product. Yeah, I guess we can do product. Keeping the product out in the open. So if you become antagonized to actually take something from the other paraphernalia, that you would do that.
Oh yeah, he always had it right next to him. Right next to him. Right. If a cop walked up to the window, they would see it immediately.
Oh wow.
And he just didn't care. I didn't feel safe, you know. I would be more.
So it was more he was used to kind of the situation.
Yeah,
He was bravo about it.
Seems pretty chill about it. He didn't seem worried about it. I would have been worried about it. I would have been real worried.
So when you were actually talking about it, you were talking about your dad being in jail. Now he was like, he's in the same cell with the second in command of El Chapo, or is it the same just facility?
Just facility. They're not cellmates. I don't remember the name, but there was a singer, a rapper, that got locked up for a long time. I think it was for
Was it one down in Houston?
Probably, I don't know, but he would sing for all the cellmate.
Yeah, there's a guy that was down in Houston area, probably Huntsville. No, it was at our facility here at the All Red. Is we kept on having to try to find his cell phones because he was a rapper from Houston, and we had him at the maximum security up here, and he would constantly like do his. I think it's more common now.
Yeah,
but because you're able to convince other officers to bring in cell phones and everything to inside the jail.
Just you can find one officer everywhere.
Yeah,
that'll do it. My dad found one. He has a cell phone. He used to text me, which I thought was weird. Like at first I thought it was weird because I was like, they don't allow cell phones in jail. And he was texting me, and then I realized he snuck that in.
Yeah, they're high priced though. You're looking at probably it's like if say like my phone. It's the newest iPhone, not the newest, not the 16, but the 15. If someone was to bring that into the facility, you're looking at, I mean, that probably cost somebody like 1,500.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Yeah, but in prison doing something like that, you're looking at probably around about 15,000.
He had a cheap little phone. It was
Yeah. The cheap phones are still. I mean, you can get like the cheap phones for like $100 at the local Walmart or just a crackhead. but those phones are probably worth in prison still the same price of a new iPhone. It's still $1,000.
I think you paid somewhere like $1,000 for to get that cheap phone in there.
Yeah, and it's sad is the basic fact of because of the fact that it's just a security risk, and it's black market 101. I mean, you if you can't really get it in that kind of area, you bump up the percentage of the product about 100% or 1,000%.
We're actually I forgot to mention this earlier. We actually are suing I don't want to say he's a correctional officer. He's a little bit above that, but he's not at the top. He's like right below it. I don't remember what it's called, but we're suing him because he banged up my dad pretty bad for no reason at all. He just didn't like my dad, I guess. He grabbed him by the chains. You know how they had their arms and legs chained up? Grabbed him by the chains, threw him in the back, broke his wrist. His wrist is never going to work the same. So my nana did sue them. And the worst part is he accidentally did it in front of a camera. So we're likely to actually win the lawsuit.
Well, they have cameras nowadays, and being an ex-officer, you have shitty people like that. You have shitty people in any kind of. It's one of those things that you can't get away from it. You're always. I mean, the whole reason why I stopped being a correctional officer wasn't because I couldn't deal with the inmates. It was because I couldn't deal with the other officers.
Yeah, they sometimes they get a little bit of a big head. Like he did it. He did it in front of a bunch of officers too.
Oh, I could tell you stories, and I won't because some of the people on there actually listen to this. But we had there's something called a cheese grater. What they would do is they would take a person's head and they elbow them up to the chain link fence, and then just bring them down on their shoulder, and just they would basically put their face entire of the chain link fence.
Yeah, it sounds rough.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty bad when you're in a situation like that. That you have your you know you did something wrong, and they just want to treat you even worse and not like a human being. Me, I just did my job.
Yeah.
I'm not going out there to uh, feel the ability of overpowering of another person. You know, that control factor. I can't. I don't. I don't like feeling that kind of power over. Everybody should be free, and that's the reason why
Yeah.
I'm very prominent on like the Constitution and everything. Everybody has freedoms. I don't care what you believe in. I mean, you could believe that you're a dinosaur. It's like, okay, you're crazy, but at least you're going out and telling everybody you're crazy.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. I'll I'll s- I'll still feed you and make sure that you're doing all right and everything. But there's certain things I won't do with you, like, you know, possibly take the person out their range because you never know what they're going to do. But it's just one of those things. Everybody has their opinion about their self, life, how you should do things. A lot of people that I've talked to is like, oh, you got to do this, this, this. I was like, well, what is it good for that area? The reason why, even you can go good for that culture. Because there's certain laws and restrictions that I was like, oh, we got to restrict and do these laws for X, Y, Z. I was like the whole gun thing. The whole gun thing. I'm a gun guy now, and it's one of those things that if you're in a city, if you're not very good at verbal jujitsu, yeah, carry around a gun, but you know, be polite to everybody. Make sure you know don't believe because you have that weapon on you that you're above everybody.
You can start talking smack.
Yeah, I've seen people that they get a big bow in their chest because they have a weapon, but I'll talk to everybody. Now, if I was in the farmland, I'd be looking over my shoulder and I'm good at talking with people, but I'm horrible talking with animals for some reason. They don't, you know, have that good conversationalist, especially like boars and everything. Dude, I've seen so many horror stories about just the boars coming in and just ramming you and just chomping down on your leg.
Oh yeah. I don't think I'm ever gonna be around animals like that. I like dogs and cats and other animals like that, but those bigger animals, I
I
ain't
don't
gonna
like
risk it.
cats. I don't even like cats.
I'm good with cats and dogs.
Well, I'm good with dogs. I'm not good with cats. I'll have a cat around me. One, I'm allergic to them. I get like puffy face. But if you die in your home, the cat will eat you like that day, but a dog will wait like a week until it's like totally starving.
Mhm.
I was like, okay, that's a friend because he's like, dude, I hate to do this, but you know,
Hungry.
I'm hungry. I'm sorry, bro.
Cat would be like, well, no food.
Yeah, and I'm like, dude, he didn't feed us to like an hour ago. He ain't moving. Let's check. So, but what is the? I mean, you're going from. You said you were 17, so you're not like super experienced in the world and everything. But in that kind of situation that you have right now, would you say that you're a little bit more experienced to the point where you know what to look for on like street smarts and everything nowadays?
Yeah, I think I got some pretty good street smarts. Like if I was left on the street, I think I can make it out of there. Um, I probably want to make that much money though. I'm not really good at. I'm a hard worker, but I'm not good at talking to people. Like I said, I'm not really.
That's what a lot of places rather have a person that's not like very talkative and just keeps his nose to the grindstone, so to speak.
Stay in his lane.
Yeah,
That's what I do. I stay in my lane. If it doesn't affect me, it's none of my business.
yeah. It's sometimes hey, it's one of those things is when once you gain more experience on life and everything, you realize that some things are connected and you need to speak up.
Yeah. I mean, well, you can have a family member in trouble, and it could still not have anything to do with me, but I'd still make it my business. They're family, stuff like that. I can get that.
See, here's the experience that I was talking about is the basic. It's like I have family members that I was in that realm of thought that it's family, you got to take care of 'em and everything. After a while, you get hit it's like getting punched like several times, and this is like you want to go one more round, and it doesn't make sense to go those extra rounds. It's like my biological sister. I can't stand her.
Yeah.
I blocked and cut her entirely off. And then what's really sad is she has a niece that loves me and likes to hang out with me, and I had to cut all that stuff off because uh, just because you have a good leg but it has gangrene on it doesn't mean you get to keep it. Sometimes you have to chop it off.
Yeah. I had a sister like that too. Actually, she did too much. I don't think she actually saw me as her brother,
Mm.
and more as like a tool. And I didn't. I got tired of it. I gave her a lot of chances. She would get mad at me if I didn't do this or that. So I dropped her. And I was real close with her mom because we have different moms, same dad.
Mm.
But I was real close with her mom. Her mom did me a lot of favors, so we were like friends. And so I had to give up that relationship with her mom, that friendly relationship, because she was doing too much. So yeah, I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, eh, and I hate that to look at it like that, only because you have a situation to where you remember the good times y'all had, and they're ruining it not because of uh themselves, but what what they end up the trauma that they had throughout their lives and everything. It's that kind of situation that where you wish you could have the old person back, but again, they became that person because of XYZ. I mean, there's a lot of problems with my sister mentally. I mean, she has the same kind of problem that my mother has, bipolar, schizophrenia, and whatnot. But it's gotten to the point where you all you see is the problem, so you don't see the actual goodness in the person.
Yeah, I understand that too. Because my aunt, she have you seen her around here?
No,
She comes over and she would bang on our door, but if she come out, she used to live with us. I let her come back. She was trying to sober up, get off the drugs. She has schizophrenia.
yeah, okay,
So she talks about demons and stuff. And we were trying to help her. And when she got reconnected with one of her friends, she was actually doing real good. And they gave her a pill. And it wasn't like anything bad. It was just like medicine to help you focus, over the counter stuff, but she can't take that because it makes her schizophrenia go off.
oh really?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. And she started talking to me, talking about demons, and she was really trying to force it on me. I didn't feel comfortable, so we were like, "You have to go." And she was talking about how she wanted to hurt us, and she didn't really want to, but it was the demons telling her to do that. I couldn't even sleep in my own room. I had to lock the door.
No, I totally get that.
Yeah, I did not feel safe, and so
uh,
she had to go.
yeah, people like that, they need to go get help. You need to send them to like places that you can get help, and hopefully it helps out. Some people just can't be helped, and
Yeah,
it's quite sad, and they just be. And I hate to say that they need to be removed from society, but it's one of those things that you just can't help that
she's
kind of situation.
we actually did get her in a mental hospital, but like I said, her schizophrenia calms down, but when she starts taking something, then it goes back up and it gets real bad. She's a whole nother person. So when she went to the place, she sobered up. Everybody thought she was better. They let her go. She got back on stuff, and it was just repeat. That wasn't helping. No, and I don't want to say this, but I do believe that I can't do anything to help her. I don't think
Well,
there.
yeah, you don't have one. You don't have the experience professionally
Yeah,
to deal with that kind of stuff. Uh, and a lot of the times, it's one of the situations to where it's going to be more of a hindrance because you've dealt with it X amount of years and you weren't able to find a solution. So you have to, hey, sir, you're a professional doctor. You have degrees and everything. Hopefully, they're good degrees to where uh, they have a doctorate and everything like that. And you find out it's just a doctorate of mechanics, but you still send them off in that one direction. Anyways,
Got a little off track.
yeah. But it's one of the situations you have to hand off and let, and hopefully it, at least it's not like night. I think they stopped the asylum programs like in the 1980s because they found out how horrible they were treating the inmates at certain asylum facilities. But it's a lot better now. They're able to take care of the I don't want the mentally ill, mentally unstable. A little bit easier. I mean, I had horror stories from friends of mine that worked up at the North Texas one here, and there's people that should not be out in public ever again.
I wouldn't say she shouldn't be in public because she can still function, but she just doesn't. If you go on the drive around here, you'll see her going through dumpsters, picking stuff up and putting it in her little bin and rolling it away. So it's not like she's causing anybody trouble, but sometimes she does.
Is she like yay high, brunette hair?
Yeah, she's like
carrying a golf cart.
Yeah.
Okay, I did see her that one day because she was going through, and mind you, nothing against the situation and everything, but she was like saying that it's her job to go in and check all the trash cans for stuff and make sure that all the stuff in the trash can doesn't go like the back. She had like 15 or 16 backpacks.
Oh yeah, she schizophrenia. She actually believes what she's saying. She believes it.
No, that's the problem with schizophrenia. People, they actually do believe on that stuff. But it's one of those situations to where they need to calm their brain to where they don't, I want to say, stop believing on the stuff that's in their head. It's kind of hard when you have parts of your own mind describing what you think is true because it's part of your own mind telling you this.
She looked how'd she look? She looked pretty skinny, right?
Yeah.
She was skinny. She used to be, when she was younger, she used to be very beautiful. Very, very beautiful. And she never worked out, and yet she always had abs. She was, and then she got on snow, stuff like that.
Oh, okay.
And that's where it started putting holes in her brain, and that's how she got schizophrenia. She didn't have it.
Yeah. What a lot of people don't know is like a lot of the paraphernalia that is out there, especially the ones that were made in the 70s. There's one that was made in the 70s. It is a party one. But it literally puts holes in your head. I know people that got off of it finally, and they don't remember anybody or anything really, because they literally. I mean, if you took a scan of their brain, it literally has holes in it.
That's what she has. She has holes. Now I don't know how, but she remembers everything. Like, she would come over at like 3 a.m, drop off trash at our door. Like I said, she goes to the dumpsters. She would drop off trash and say it's for us, and I would have to take it back to the dumpster. And it was just more work for me because I wait usually for the bags to get 2 bags, and I take them out because that's the most I can carry at once. And so I had to take out more. And she stopped coming around. And I don't want to say thankfully because I'm actually worried. I haven't seen her in a long time.
Yeah, it's kind of hard with that kind of situation with living that kind of person. With the fact of you're still worried and make sure that they're all right.
Yeah, you don't want them to get in trouble, but she picks fights. She actually went to prison a bit ago, and I was relieved. But I heard it was for like assault or something. So she got out pretty fast.
Yeah.
I want her to go to somewhere that she can stay safe and someone can take care of her, like a hospital. You know, those mental hospitals.
Yeah.
She needs to be in somewhere like that where she can get help, because she can no longer function as a normal human being. It's impossible now.
No, you're absolutely right on that because I had a situation with I don't want to say this person's name, but we'll skip over that because I have horror stories when it comes with people and everything. It's really. Have you ever noticed that when you like describe stuff about your life and everything and how it's your norm? When someone comes with a problem and everything, it's like, oh yeah, my boyfriend just dumped me. Oh yeah, well I just battled a couple of demons with my aunt.
Yeah.
You're like, we're not the same normal. Why can't and your normal is like really high on the a Richter scale, while other people's like, oh, I had a bad day because my car didn't start. It's like, I know what a bad day is, and you go like in this dark place.
Yeah, I've actually I've, I've been through a lot, but I would want to say it was I kind of needed it because I was a bad child. I did a lot of mischief. I set fires. I liked fires too.
What
But
is white people in fires,
I don't
dude?
know. I don't know.
I
But
did the same thing as a kid. It sucks to say that, but it's one of those situations where you're like, oh yeah, I did do this when I was a kid, and you're trying to make it seem normal. It's like, no. It happens. You're white and you start fires.
yeah, but yeah, I did stuff like that, but because and I was really ignorant too, and I was self centered. I was a self centered child. I believed everything should come to me because I was important. That's what I thought. But then I started going through stuff that it did give me trauma for a long time, but I got through it and I realized I got some lessons out of all that bad. I got lessons out of it. I learned things.
Yeah, well, at least you're because like I said at the beginning, with all the serial killers and everything like that, they'd go to through trauma like that to where they become a killer. And I keep on telling people it's a choice. You chose the right path
To learn from it.
to learn from it and go, you know what? I see XYZ. Maybe I should, you know, not do that.
Yeah, because I did
And
tell
you're
you.
only 17,
Yeah,
so
I'm 17, but I did tell you how my dad's been in jail my whole life. So it was me and my mom for a long time, which I guess that just stressed her out because she has 5 kids.
jeez.
That's a lot of kids, and she was taking care of like most of them. There's only 2 of them that was away, and so it was me, my younger siblings, and I guess it was too much, and so she started drinking a lot. She started, snow, stuff like that, and she did get physical. She did get physical, and it wasn't pretty. I took the blunt of it because I was like 12, 13. My siblings were like 6 and 5. They were born like a year apart. I didn't want them to get hurt. They're too little,
Yeah.
and so I took the brunt of it. But she's better now. She's Christian and stuff, so I'm so proud of her. But they don't remember any of it, which kind of makes me I don't know how to feel about it because I still have a lot of hatred, but I still have a lot of love for her. They have nothing but love because they don't remember all that stuff. They're too little. I didn't know how to get through it for a long time.
Yeah, I had some of that situation with me because I'll have like people come by and they'll start talking to either one of my siblings and my stepmother, and they're always, oh, she's a sweet thing and everything, or it's XYZ, everything's roses and fairy tales and unicorns. And I'm just looking at the person, it's like, when you wake up from this fantasy dream that you're in, I'll be here waiting until you tell you how right I am compared to how wrong you are right now. And there's some of my friends, they've been in situations that I have, and like, man, I can smell the crazy out that person. And it is it's sad, but it's hilarious at the same time. You're like, yeah, I told you.
I am very happy about my mom though, because she went from very, very skinny and very angry to she's full blown Christian, full blown Christian. Like I've never seen anyone more Christian than her. And I'm not gonna say I don't believe in God. I just don't. put my trust in him, put my trust in myself. That's just the type of person I am. So she did try to force it on me before, but our relationship's growing stronger. Very happy about that.
Yeah. Well, the situation with that, the Christianity and everything like that helped her out,
Yeah,
and her dark times to get better and everything. Where you only had that dark time, and mind you, I am Christian. I do believe in God. I do believe that I do get strength from Him when I need it the most.
I believe God exists. I I don't know how to feel about it yet. I don't because there's a lot of different religions. I don't know where to put my trust into.
It's
wh-
not really
wh-
putting your trust
or my
into
beliefs,
or your faith.
my faith.
It's one of those things. Is uh he'll call you, and if you answer, you answer.
Yeah,
But but you're not going to go out and if you don't fully seek or anything, there'll be a situation where it just opens your eyes. You never know. Mine, it's several. I'm more or less in kin what you are. I do believe in God. I believe He did die for instance and everything, but I don't believe in going to churches.
yeah, I don't. Well, first of all, I don't like getting on my knees and praying because my knees hurt really bad for some reason. And I remember I went to church once, and it was just I would get on my knees, pray, make me get back up, get back on my knees. I don't like all that. You don't need to do all that to show God you love Him.
Yeah,
And you can just do it from home.
yeah. You just it's fine with that one. But there are some people that need that kind of community and everything, and I
Oh,
totally get that. And I
my
totally
mom
understand.
needed it so it could distract her from the other stuff.
Yeah.
Stuff she didn't need to be around, and it did. It did. She actually gained weight, which she's not happy about, but I'm
Most
happy about
people aren't.
it.
I'm in that situation to where I'm at this age to where my testosterone's a little bit lower than it should be. And when I was a kid, I was like you. I was your body type, and I barely had any kind of fat on me. And
I
now I got a gut. I mean, it's one of those happy little things because I always felt like I wasn't, good enough, strong enough, and everything like that. And now I look at myself, I'm like, I was so skinny back then.
oh yeah, when I first came here before at the group home, I lived at a group home because
Mhm.
my mom was doing all that stuff. CPS didn't allow me to stay in there.
Oh yeah.
They got me out of there real quick, but they put me in a group home, and their food was mush. I didn't like mush, so I didn't eat mush. And I got real skinny. You could see all my ribs.
Oh, okay.
And I had no muscle, no fat, nothing. As soon as I got here, my nana was buying me cookies and other stuff. I got real fat, got a double chin. I almost hit 200.
Dude,
I
really?
was getting big, and I looked down, and I was like, I can't see past my stomach. And I was like, I think I'm gonna slow down a little bit.
Yeah, when it's like right now, me working out and everything, I get hungry a lot, and I have to check my diet and everything. I mostly eat meat. Uh, 'cause dude, we went to Six Flags on Saturday, talking about skipping your diet day. Friend was like, "Oh no, 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 no! It's your cheat day. Cheat day. Go ahead and do a cheat day." It's like, all right, I'll do a cheat day, dude. That stuff. It's like an alcoholic hangover when you eat that much sugar. And all I had was like a half of a funnel cake
Oh yeah.
because they pile on all that powdered sugar on top of it.
It's strange because my dad, he has teeth. He never brushed his teeth in his life, and they're white, pearly white. I don't know how. I've never seen him get up and brush his teeth. Yeah, he has a whole drawer full of candy. That's when he did it. I was like, I want to say I was like 7, and he was with me. But yeah, he had a whole drawer, and he would let me get into it. And I don't have good teeth at all. They fall apart easily. I have to brush them a lot.
It's genetics.
Yeah, it's
And
I got
sometimes you get the bad genetics on certain things and good genetics on other things.
yeah, I got my mom's teeth. I got my dad's hair though. He's a full blown Mexican. He's Mexican.
Yeah, okay.
My mom's white. She's white. She has a little Mexican, but she's mostly white. So I'm half Mexican, half white, and a lot of people don't see that. They only see it in my hair.
No, okay.
And you didn't see Mexican in me, did you?
No.
I looked more white, did I?
Yeah.
So it's just the hair. It's all.
Dude, I found out it's one of those things is because you can say you're Mexican and the blue-eyed blonde hair, because they're Nazis. But
That's
I mean,
my cousin. He has blue eyes and he doesn't have blonde hair. He's brown, but he looks white. He like a white nerd type of look. To
oh,
me.
okay.
But he's same amount of Mexican as me. He's half Mexican.
I found out as like I know there's Germans down in Mexico, and there's also it was the Japan Japanese samurai that I think it was like 1800s. It was like the Japanese samurai that went through Mexico to do like ambassadorship stuff.
Do you got any swords or you just got guns?
I used to be a sword guy.
Yeah, I have a katana back at home. I was cleaning it, or my nana was cleaning it, and because I got it a little dirty, and she barely tapped it like this, and it cut her finger right open,
Really?
all the way to the bone. I was like, wow. She had to get it all wrapped up. I was like, go to the hospital, and like I said, she's tough, so she was like, no.
You can put some super glue in it. It'd be fine.
Yeah, she just wrapped it up.
Yeah.
I was like, all right, and that's how you want to go.
But yeah, I used to do that. I don't know what it is about younger. So it's like you feel that you have to have some kind of weapon or something like that. You get like throwing stars, and you get a samurai sword or something like that.
I don't even trust myself with it. I do not pick it up anymore because I did pick it up once and I set it down, and when I set it down on my chair, my gaming chair. It went right through it.
Really?
It went through it. It's really sharp for some reason. I don't know why. And I didn't put much force into it. I was just trying to set it down. But I have a hole in my gaming chair where I sit.
It's okay. I don't know where you probably just get it on Amazon. They have kendo swords. You can practice with that. That's how I practice swords with.
I got
It basically it's a wooden sword, or you can get or the kendo sword is actually just bamboo strips of bamboo.
I got a samurai sword, but it's dulled. It's dulled and it's not sharp at all. It's sharp to the tip, but it's not like you can't slash anything with it. That just doesn't work. So I use that if I ever want to like just try to swing it out, Sometimes it feels good to swing a sword.
No, yeah, it's just the dude. I was playing. We were doing. Friends of mine got into LARPing and everything, and all it basically is it's a golf club and styrofoam around it. I get those water tubes. And you just put it on top, and you just
Like pool noodles, you mean?
yeah, pool noodles.
Pool noodles.
Exactly. And we just duct tape it to the thing. We just beat the crap out of each other, and it's a lot. It's a lot of exercise. I didn't know. You don't notice until you're actually doing it. Because we would go for like hours. My whole freaking body was like sore the next day.
Oh yeah, I remember. I walked like like a 15-minute drive, but I walked there and it took me like an hour and 30 minutes. And by the time I walked back, my legs I could not stand up. I didn't realize you can get sore that easily.
Yeah.
I didn't run at all. I just walked. That's all I did.
It's probably you just didn't drink that much water.
Yeah, but I woke up and my glutes and my legs, I could not stand up.
Yeah. I tried doing okay. Air Force doesn't really have a cause to for this because we don't have that many physical jobs. I mean, you got ammo, people that do ammo, piloting an aircraft. You have to work out because you have to do certain things, especially fighter pilots. They have to flex their legs when they're doing certain amount of G's.
Mm-hmm.
They have to flex their legs so all the blood doesn't go down into their legs, and they pass out.
Oh, yeah, it'd be bad if you passed out up there.
Just a wee bit. But now they have like actual
simulations, right? I see videos of them. They're like in this thing.
Oh yeah, I'm watching one right now. It's hilarious.
Their face gets really droopy.
Oh god, it is so hilarious. Hold on. Let's see here. I don't know. No, they're not. I don't see any video. Okay, here it is. And we'll wait on. Let's skip the tab, and we will go ahead and turn the volume down on this. Let everybody listens to it. No, there we go. That's a good thing about the way I do this is people can, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can watch the video with us. And let me make sure. There we go. Yeah, we're in a small video. This is, I can't do it that way. Sorry, everybody. I'm getting to the video. It's just taking me a second. Yeah, he only passed out like, look at him. See his face? Just all droopy and everything.
Yep.
And this is only what, 2 to 3 seconds. See, and it was only like a couple of seconds. You see his like droopy face and everything. Like,
Yep.
but yeah, I like watching those videos sometimes. It's so hilarious. But yeah, you get into situations like that. But we did, because we have to do like I think 15 or 20 mile ruck on our 5th week. And this is when I was in 1998. I mean, it's like super far gone from you. You weren't even a thought.
Yeah, I wasn't even born.
You weren't. You barely was a little sperm in your daddy's nutsack.
Yeah, I was born in 2007.
Yeah, my daughter was born in 2006, so she's like a year older than you. But we did just a 20-mile ruck, and I think we just took in like most of our clothes and just put them in there, so it wasn't that bad. But they're like the Army. They do Army, Marines, I think Navy. Not sure about Navy, but they have to like 100-pound ruck, dude. It is not fun. You talk about your knees being messed up, dude. I have a coworker up on my job that he was Marine infantry, and he's like, one of our other coworkers is like, oh, just because you're in the military doesn't add years to you. It's like, dude, you can add like 20 years on certain people that are in the career field because their backs are messed up, their knees are messed up, and they're really young. Like they get like 100% on their VA, so they get a lot of money, but they're worse for wear and everything. And it's all because they brutalize their bodies. It's not like that. There's some of them that don't even see combat, but they brutalized for the training and everything.
Training.
And yes, people die from the training, but I'm just telling people of that. They're like, nuh-uh. And then you start talking to those people that are like 22, 21, 23, and their bodies are the bodies of a 40, 45-year-old or a 50-year-old that everything's shutting down.
I don't think my body's really that bad.
Yeah,
I think I was thinking I want to go to the Army, but I have second thoughts because
just go to the Air Force. Well, the only problem that you might not be able to get in the military is because you're the psych eval.
Yeah, I was told that maybe there's a good chance I wouldn't be able to because my mental disabilities.
Yeah,
and I was like, well, I guess it's good enough reason not to go.
Well, I've seen people that can go. There's a guy that had, I mean, this is like apples and oranges type of deal. But I know a guy that had asthma and he was a Navy SEAL. So
I just have I did have really bad social anxiety. Like my knees would buckle up, and I wouldn't be able to walk that well. It was like a penguin. I walk like a penguin because of how bad my anxiety was. But I have medication for it. I went through years of therapy for it. It's not really there anymore. I don't even think I need the medication because it wasn't from.
It was probably because of the trauma that when you
It
were a
was the
kid.
trauma. It was the trauma. I know it was the trauma. I didn't know it for a long time, but I know it was trauma now.
Yeah.
So I've already worked past all my trauma. I don't have no like anger, real actual anger like I want to take out on someone. I have like a little like fading anger, like that. Well, why did that have to happen to me? But like that, other than that, I'm happy. I'm happy with my life.
Well, that's good. A lot of people, it takes them like years to figure that out. I mean,
I feel like I'm in exactly where I'm supposed to be.
yeah. And that's what a lot of people don't understand, that when they're having like horrible stuff happen around them, you know, or to them. I mean, you're physically abused, you're obviously mentally abused and everything. But going out and overcoming that and being a better person, even at 17, but overcoming all that and everything, that's a challenge in itself. That takes a lot of strength in itself. So we can go ahead. We've been talking for an hour, so we can go ahead and stop right here if you want.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of tired. I think I might take a nap here in a minute.
This caused me to actually be a little bit more alert, and I was fixing to like pass out, and it turned around on me, which is good. But yeah, this is a good talk, Chris. Thank you for coming on here and doing this with me, and hopefully we can get you on again and go into more depths on a lot of other stuff and just interest in everything like that, because we're all nerds on this podcast.
Yeah.
But thank you all for listening. Thank you all for watching, and all the new people that are coming in on this. Yeah, you did the wrong one. Everybody that's coming in new to this channel and everything. Yeah, I rarely have guests, but I like to have guests on. Yeah, if you want to speak of how your crazy life is, give me a holler. I'll see if we can schedule something. But thank you all for listening. Thank you for all. Love you, guys, and talk to you later. Goodbye.